So Bone Spurs is calling MAGA Gullible Weaklings. I have to say, for once, I agree with Bone Spurs. But he is calling them Gullible Weaklings because they are calling him a part of the deep state now. Because after he has cultivated this base to think that the Jeffrey files are all a Democratic deep state ploy, and the fact that they haven't been released yet and everything else is because all of these prominent Democrats are supposedly on the list. So he spent the entirety of the campaign, and his cronies spent the entirety of the campaign, saying how he was going to bring justice to all of those victims, and he was going to release the list, and out the billionaires, and all of this. And the gullible weakling MAGA, not my words, Bone Spurs' words, they believed him. So Bone Spurs is really mad right now. He's saying that it is a radical left hoax, like he called C-19, that they're just trying to discredit him as if he's not doing a remarkable job of that on his own. And everybody should stop talking about the Jeffrey files. Everybody should just stop asking questions. They said there were no more files, and they said that he unalived himself, and that should just be it. And MAGA should just eat their lies like they always do. But MAGA isn't doing that. They're asking questions for once, and demanding answers for once, and seeing that, hey, wait a minute, you're lying for once. Especially since Pam Bondi said that the list, like specifically the list, was sitting on her desk right now waiting for her review back in February. And now she says there is no list. But then reports came out that Dan Bongino was angry at the decision not to release any more files, which is completely two different things. Like, there is a difference between I can't release the files because there are no files, and yeah, we decided not to release any more files, indicating that, yeah, there are files, we're just not releasing them. They can't get their story straight, even to themselves. And we won't even talk about the doctored tapes. I did a video on that one already. Now reports are saying that former FBI Director James Comey's daughter, Maureen Comey, has been fired by the DOJ. Now, Maureen Comey worked on not only the Jeffrey case, but also the Ghislaine Maxwell case in 2021, and she just finished working on the P. Diddy case. Now, why would they fire her? She would know what is involved in the case, if there were a list or if there were not a list. Now, they are saying it's because Bone Spurs didn't like the fact that Comey was working in his administration to begin with, because of how things ended with James Comey. But the fact that she worked on Jeffrey's case as well as Ghislaine Maxwell's case is a little suspicious to me. Another thing that's a little suspicious are the Republicans in the House. The Democrats have been trying for days to force a vote to release the Jeffrey files. The Democrats, the ones that MAGA said was the deep state, that Bone Spurs has been saying are hiding things because billionaires are in the list. Those same Democrats in the House are trying their best to force a vote to have all the files in Jeffrey's case released, including any type of client list that might be there. Billionaires be darned. But you know who is stopping that? The Republicans, the party of the children, the party that suddenly cares about kids when bathrooms and sports are involved. They don't want to release the files. They have been blocking the Democrats' effort to release the files for 2 days. The Democrats have tried twice. They have failed twice. They are currently trying again to get a vote for those files to be released. And people are also trying to drum up support for Ghislaine Maxwell to actually testify on whether or not there is a list. And it's unclear by my research whether or not she has said that she would do that. There's a lot of back and forth, and I personally am not sure which part of the information is true. I personally think that she should testify. But this is the thing that I don't understand why people didn't get to begin with Ghislaine Maxwell's possibility of testifying or telling her side of the story when it comes to whether or not Jeffrey had a list and who was on it. I want you to ask yourself this question and write it down in the comments. Who was president in August 2019 when Jeffrey supposedly did his thing? And who was president when Ghislaine Maxwell went to prison? I'll just say this. I hope they have some extra security on Ghislaine Maxwell. Just saying.